Monday, September 25th. This is an end of the day SPY recap. And to start the week off, we end up with a two down kind of reversal looking bar. That, in other words, a two down bar that took out the low yesterday but closed green back into the range. And it looks like, at least at the moment, we might be, you'd expect a continuation higher and to broaden out a little above this bar. You see a gap in here to fill. And, the trend can still be down as long as we kind of, whatever happens here to the upside, as long as we kind of hold the halfway point of this big weekly bar from last week, you get excited about rolling over to the downside should it happen, because I'll show you soon why some of the bigger picture targets are still lower. But for the time being, we have a up week unfolding here. And if you really look at the chart, after some exhaustion risk to the downside, and we've talked about that, how you have one big red day, two, three red days, even today was a new low. That's exhaustion risk for continued momentum. So to start up a little bit and pull back is very normal. And if you look at this bar green, you expect it to go higher, at least test the highs of today, tomorrow, and then see, there's your target to at least broaden out above that bar, and then you have some targets up here. So we will see if, that unfolds. But as long as we hold the midpoint of that week, which is somewhere up in here, there could be very good short signals. And assuming we don't even get to the midpoint of that week, any rollover to the downside would be good to the sell side as well. So we kind of way below the midpoint of the prior day, so that typically is not a buy signal to me. But the structure, if you look at it on the 15-minute chart, it unfolded up right out of the gates. Between the blue lines was the pre-market range. We didn't start down red below that line. If anything, we started green and then broke out higher. So you're kind of in conflict in the sense that, you're well below the midpoint of the prior day. Maybe you're looking for a red to green move. A green to red move to go lower, but you're at exhaustion risk, so it's kind of tricky. The only way to play it structure-wise, if you said, all right, I'm going to be at exhaustion risk, maybe I'll try a counter trend little move, would be to buy this. It kind of reached this target, pulled back to the halfway point of the first bar. That's always my reference point. Started up again, and then worked its way up to the pre-market highs. And, even if you didn't buy that opening move, because, once you sort of kind of the structure on the day kind of head up and then just pull back orderly within an hour to the halfway point of the first bar, this big green move up, kind of signaled that you were going to take out the intraday high. And once you did that, you had to run to the next target up here, the pre-market high. So this little move in here was certainly something that at least price action said that's where it's going. And again, you're below the midpoint of the prior day, so maybe you don't want to, buy anything on the day, and you're just waiting for a good sell setup. But there really wasn't much. If anything, there was a sell here. I bought some QQQ puts, just because, I know we made two kind of pushes up to the midpoint of the prior day, took out a stop. So in here, buying puts, you had an opportunity over the course of most of the afternoon to do okay. But, not expecting, well, the reason you buy puts up here is because every so often you get this kind of thing where it fails up there and then has a big move down. But once you saw it kind of orderly chopping around, it was just a very small trade to the downside. And again, it's not even... It's just the type of thing where maybe you're anticipating a big push down like's happened before. But other than that, it's not typically a trade you take to the short side. So you were in conflict all day below the midpoint of the prior day, and yet starting up structure-wise. And there were a couple of opportunities in here, based on that. So the key is, going forward, I think you should probably extend a little higher, broaden out somewhere up here. We could actually look for buys, within this environment now. We have a good reference point as long as we're kind of above the open right in here of the week. We'll continue, you never know, the week can go up every day. So that's kind of we want to see something roll over and start to attack that and turn the weekly chart back down again. But we did take out that weekly low, which is all it really has to do. Now we kind of see how everything unfolds. To me, I consider going long here on these daily, because we're going to broaden a little higher most likely. There could be some good trades there. And any failures that unfold, we know that in the bigger picture, we have pivot machine guns to take out on the weekly chart down here. The monthly chart is still red, although we kind of, have a two down month now near the end of the month. So if this closes red, the odds are you'd want to continue a little lower into October. Also something that we'll go over a little later is the quarterly chart, which ends this week, it looks like we're going to get a shooter bar. So somewhere in the next 3 months, you're expecting this probably to go lower. So the bigger picture is still to the downside, but at the moment with some exhaustion risk, I'll go back to the monthly chart, you do have an opportunity to go a little higher here. So you can play it both ways the way I see it, because we should broaden out, if everything holds above here at a minimum into this gap possibly. And if we can't even make it up there on any up move, then get excited to get back to the sell side where there's a lot of targets below. And especially as we come to the end of September, I think it'll be clear from those other charts that will probably extend lower into October. So people might want to, anticipate that and get short. And that's what's kind of unfolding. So this rally here is presenting a good opportunity, I still think, to eventually get short on some kind of aggressive way. But for now, we'll just go anywhere it goes. We have the reference point of the open of the week. Like I said, as long as we stay above there, we'll stay green all week, see where this wants to take us. Any failures up there, though, looking to get short. So that was today, and we will see what unfolds tomorrow.